really good. But here we look back at what happened here. We brought out the cautions. You have Corey Day in the blue and white car. There he falls behind Harrison Burton, but gets that shot from Sammy Smith in just the most crucial part of the braking zone. And when that happens, he ends up over-speeding the braking zone. He's locking the rears, trying to get it slowed down after getting that shot. And that's the fine line you are on in these race cars here, is that you basically brake and get away with that a little better. Here's Garrett Smithley spinning off of turn 4, and what you're going to see is the two leaders coming around, and they just, as Brandon Jones sees it, Connor Zilisch can't because he has Brandon Jones in front of him. Brandon checks up, and he runs in the back of him. It looked like it popped out pretty well in the rear in terms of the damage for Brandon Jones.
Gray, Almirola, Sammy Smith, the top 5. Here's the reason the Whelen caution lights are on.
On an older set, he got spun by Annunziata here through turn 2, and then Annunziata gets in the front of him and actually rips out that whole splitter and under tray, and it flips on the front of the car. I've never seen that.
Riding with Garrett Smithley, and by the way, gets the free pass, running 31st. He'll get...
Right, so here you see Sam Mayer in that 41 green and white car, and there's Carson Kvapil with Zilisch on the outside. Sam sort of squeezes Zilisch in the wall. Carson tries to go to the inside as Sam Stroud trying to come back down, and it actually shoves him into the inside barrier there. A hard shot into the inside wall there. That car now has a lot of damage.
And Zilisch able to get by both of them. We know the damage for the 88, but he's now back up there to 9th. So our pole sitter, who won the first 2 stages, continues to have a solid afternoon despite some of the challenges and tough positions he's been put in.
Well, he's hit a lot of things.
He has.
And I hate that for Carson Kvapil.
A lot of track position if you come down here. We'll see how it plays out. Whelen caution lights are on.
Right there near the CW Sports logo. Already has been spun around here down in turns 1 and 2. Simple loop, but he's going to end up sitting there trying to get it refired. And long enough that even the leaders...
Vinny Brown under caution for the 9th time today. A lot of doors slamming at Martinsville.
Thompson here, keep an eye on that green, lime green and white car of Sam Mayer. It actually looks like Dean was trying to get beneath Christian Eckes a little bit and just lost the rear there. Yeah, just lost, you sort of pinch off the entry as you're trying to get lower and lower underneath Christian Eckes. And this is easy to do because you see that space and that room and the real estate down below. But when you get down there, the tracks can be, if you're way lower, a little dirtier. And you then have to sort of slow the car up more than you anticipate. And when you do that, you lock the rears, spin around. That's what happened to Dean Thompson.
Celsius onboard camera, the view for Jeb Burton.
And what have we seen 3 or 4 times today? This exact scenario of drivers just basically, just lock the rears way early, try to pinch off the entry and get down to the inside. See Jesse there back behind Carson. He gets hit by Christian Eckes, who may have been hit by Austin Hill. If you remember back to the beginning of the restart, Eckes was real aggressive going to the inside, and Austin Hill gets to the back of Christian Eckes, who gets the accordion effect, and eventually into Jesse Love, who gets into Carson Kvapil. Bit of retaliation.
A wreck inside of 20 laps to go.
And you just see Daniel Dye just late lunge there to the inside. Christian Eckes acknowledges that, then doesn't turn in, but it puts him in the middle, 3 wide, and as he gets off the corner, he's already a little bit sideways trying to get the power down, and Sam Mayer gets in the back of him, and he just couldn't hold on to it. And they're really there for Sam Mayer. He's trying to get going. Eckes is just not able to. He's already sideways, so that now when he was getting pushed by Sam Mayer at that point, there was no hanging on to it.
We've been celebrating the success of Team Colleague, and all of their drivers had something today to shout about, but unfortunately each of them involved in this incident. The worst of it, the 10 of Daniel Dye, the 16 of Christian Eckes, but Williams, Josh got a piece of that as well.
Swallows just gets in the back of Connor Zilisch, spins him around, and this is the type of aggression, especially when you get sub 10 laps to go at Martinsville. We've seen it all race here, but this is pretty typical of this place in the Xfinity Series, where you're trying to be aggressive and move cars out of the way, because getting stuck behind them for even just a corner or 2 corners can really slow your progress, momentum, and losing the ability to get to the cars in front of you. And that's just a pretty hard shot right when the car's lacking that rear grip.
Connor Zilisch wins the first 2 stages. In fact, rookies. And all 5 of those drivers have been involved in who brought out the caution.
Here we see back with Eric Almirola on the outside. Spins around a little bit, but he's able to clear the 8 and gets out to about a 2-car length lead here. And then just to come from this far back, though, I mean, this is just, that's too much. No one wants to see that. If you're a young kid watching this, that's too far.
10 leaders sets a new track record. Austin Hill leads only the last lap, but in dramatic fashion, he wins for a second.